It is populated. We are live on YouTube. So if you want to join us over on YouTube, make sure you tap go to my main TikTok profile, tap my face. We're going to let it rip potato chip. Everybody over here on YouTube, I'm going to screen share my iPad here. We're going to walk through tax savings. If you want to get into saving more money on your taxes, keeping more of what you earn, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you some of the strategy and structure that we implement for business owners and how you pull down your taxable income. So if you're new here, my name is Will. I'm coming to you live from Austin, Texas. And we're going to walk through some basic tax planning. Everybody over here on TikTok, if you want to join us over on YouTube and see my screen, I'm going to be drawing on my iPad here, which is on my screen on YouTube. Go up here and tap on my face. When you get into my main TikTok profile, tap on my website, and that can take you straight over to YouTube. Internet connection. Straight over to YouTube. So if you want to hop over to YouTube and see me screen share, that's what I would do right now. Let's get into this bad boy. How do we save more money on taxes? Let's get into that. And boom. Okay, we're ready to rock. There's a couple of different things that I would do. If you want to save money on taxes, I highly recommend that, number one, you tap the follow button. Everybody over here on TikTok, I would tap the follow button. My name is Will. I go live every single day, and I teach you the principles and frameworks that I used to get financially free by 29. What we do is we buy assets that produce passive income. That can be real estate. That can be businesses. That can be ice machines. That can be car washes, laundromats. It doesn't matter the asset as long as it replaces your time. That's how you get freedom. So if you want to get freedom, you buy assets that replace your time, and then you own your time. One of the things that we're walking through right now over on YouTube is how you lower your taxes to the legal minimum. If you want to do that, I'm teaching that right now. I'm going to be drawing this on my iPad. I would do two things. Number one, tap the follow button right here. Number two, while you're up in this area of the screen, tap on my face, go to my main TikTok profile, tap on my website, and then jump over to YouTube. There's a button that says that. Let's get into it, YouTube. Here we go. So there's a couple of things that I would highly recommend. I just got done having a conversation with somebody about this, so I'm going to walk you through exactly how we do that. I'm going to be able to see your comments, so make sure you throw your comments up there, and then I will share them on the screen. The first thing that we have to understand is, out of the gate, some basics about tax savings. Number one, you want to maximize your income. You want to make as much money as you can. That is your job to you and to your family. As the CEO of the financial sector of your household, you've got to maximize your income. That's the number one job of the CEO to the shareholders, is to maximize profit. Even if you're the only shareholder, that's your job. So let's say that you make 100% of whatever you make. You don't have to tell me how much you make, but whatever you make, you make. Hello, YouTube. Yeah, I'll see you over there. So let's say that you make $100 or you make $100,000. This is your income. Everybody say income. Type I in the chat for income. You want to maximize that. Then, ideally, your tax professional, your CPA, your tax strategist, your tax planner is going to focus on the deductions. They're going to maximize your deductions so you can keep more of your income. How does that work? Well, let's say that you have $50,000 in deductions. If you had $100,000 in income and $50,000 in deductions, well, then your taxable income, everybody say TI, taxable income. Type TI in the comments. And if you're over here on TikTok, make sure you join us over on YouTube. We're drawing and sharing our screen over on YouTube. I highly recommend just go to my TikTok profile, tap on my website, and there's a button there that says join on YouTube. So if my income is $100,000 and my deductions are $50,000, what is my total taxable income? Now, I'm no rocket surgeon, but $100,000 minus $50,000 means that my taxable income is $50,000. So check this out. This is the first thing that I want you to understand about how we lower our taxes to the legal minimum. If I was in the same tax bracket, let's call it 20% is my effective tax bracket. If I was in the same tax bracket, my old tax bill would be 20% of $100,000, which is 20 grand. So let's just put, this is my old tax bill. But because I was able to lower my taxable income by maximizing my deductions, let me show you the book. What's the book? The book is Tax Loopholes. Everything the law allows. This is my philosophy in 4 words or less. Everything the law allows. Can't argue with that, baby. Can't argue with that. So how do I lower my taxes? Let's put that. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. I like that. How do I lower my taxes to the legal minimum? We're going to get deeper into that, but let's understand the effects of it. This means that even if I was in the my new tax bill, if I was in the same tax bracket, 20% of $50,000 is how much? So my old tax bill would have been this. My new tax bill is going to be this. So in this hypothetical scenario, we saved $10,000 in taxes by maximizing and pulling down our deductions. Is everybody with me on this? If you're with me on this and this makes sense and you're tracking, type 1 in the comments so I know that we're all here before I move on to the next point. We got a comment over here on TikTok. I would jump over to YouTube. I'm sharing my screen. You can engage and interact over there. The question is, why even pay taxes? Disney doesn't pay taxes. Why should we? Aren't taxes voluntary anyways? Taxes are not voluntary. You are welcome to test that strategy and report back to us. How does Disney pay zero in taxes is the question. It's like the question within the question within the question. It's because they're a business. The IRS, the tax loopholes, love you. What's up, Sean? The tax loopholes that the IRS approves is in the tax code. That's tax law. It's the equivalent of driving 65 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone. Why does Disney, was the question, why does Disney pay nothing in taxes? Because they're fully utilizing the tax code to their advantage. That's not just reserved for Disney. The tax code is written for ownership, real estate ownership, business ownership. They're incentivizing ownership. Let's talk about incentives real quick. You ready? Let's talk about incentives real quick. Okay, so during the pandy, everything shut down, couldn't go eat at restaurants. Before the pandy, a business owner could go have a business meal and deduct 50% of their business meal. So if they spent $100 on their meal and they discussed business stuff, prospective client, did a pitch, something like that, building rapport, connection, all that stuff. If they spent $100, they could deduct 50% of that. So they would save they would deduct $50 off of a $100 meal. But then the pandy happens. Everything shuts down. Nobody's going to eat at restaurants anymore. The IRS and the government get together and they say, hey, we're going to increase the business owner deductions for eating at restaurants from 50%. We're going to increase that to 100%. Let me know in the comments, why do you think the IRS intervened to increase the business deduction from 50% to 100% after the pandy? Why did they do that? Why would the IRS intervene and increase the tax deduction? Aren't they going to lose money by allowing people to deduct more? Why? What are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Why would they do that? Let me know in the comments. Why do you think the IRS, this is all verifiable. Hop on the Google machine and you can find this out. Let me know in the comments. Why would the IRS want to do that? Increase the business deduction for business owners having business meals from 50% to 100%. To get people to eat out again. Yep, to get people going to restaurants. Exactly. Over there, that's the point. So this is the clearest indicator that I can make for you of what the IRS tax code is. It is an incentive plan to get you to spend your money in a certain way. They increased the business deduction for business owners eating at restaurants from 50% to 100% after the pandy because they wanted you to spend money at restaurants. It is a greater economic incentive to the IRS for you to spend your money at restaurants than it is for restaurants to lean on the government for government assistance. Are we tracking to stimulate the economy? Exactly, Paulie G. What's up, Paulie G? Arizona checking in. That's exactly the point. That's what we got to back up a little bit, and then we're going to get deeper into it. But let's understand, how does a healthy economy work? A healthy economy works when money is flowing through the system, just like a body. If blood's pumping, your heart's cranking out some blood, and it's flowing through, and it's coming back around, and it's transporting oxygen and nutrients to everything, you got a healthy body. The economy, when money's flowing and it's changing hands, and this person's buying that, and they're borrowing here, and they're spending that, it's a healthy economy. When the interest rates are increased by Jerome Powell, and they're increasing the interest rates, borrowing slows way down. Money stops flowing. Are we in a recession? Are we not in a recession? Is it a recession? Is everything getting expensive? Where did inflation come from? It's not good because money's slowing down. So what the IRS actively tries to do through tax code is to get people to move their money in certain ways. The most effective ways are those that stimulate the economy the best. That's what, everybody tracking? Everybody with me? Cool. We got a foundation. We got a baseline of how this stuff works. Tax code's good. We want to use it to full advantage. Okay? So Going back and just recapping what we talked about. TikTok, if you're over here and you want to see my screen, I am over on YouTube right now. That's the other camera I'm looking at. So if you want to join us on YouTube, go up here. First of all, tap the follow button right there, but then tap on my green face right there and go to my main TikTok profile, tap my website, and there's a button that'll take you to YouTube, and you can see my screen with all of our other friends over here. Okay, so just to recap, in case you got in here late, we're talking about up here, this is income. Let's say you made 100% of what you made. In this example, we're talking about $100,000. Then your next objective is to maximize your deductions. What are the expenses that you're already, hear me on this, you're already spending money on? What are those deductions that can pull down your taxable income? And if you can do this in this hypothetical example right here, instead of paying $20,000 in taxes at the bottom left, you're going to pay $10,000 in taxes, a total tax savings of how much? 10 grand. In this one example, what this means is that you probably overpaid last year. And if the IRS allows you to amend your taxes up to 3 years. So you can go back in time, and if you could have saved money, but your tax professional didn't do it, or your CPA didn't do it correctly, and there's money that was on the table, you can amend your taxes up to 3 years ago and recapture that tax savings. How many of you need help with like a good tax professional? Say me in the comments. You're like, hey, yo, I don't know that my tax guy's doing any of this stuff. My tax girl is not doing any of this. I need some help. If you need some help, say me in the comments. We're going to roll on to the next piece, and let's get into this. So this is the conversation I had earlier today with a parent. They're like, man, I'm just paying too much. And then I know you own a tax practice now. You just bought it. You're telling everybody you own a tax practice now. What can I do as a me? Okay, so we got a lot of people over here saying, I'm going to get back to you, YouTube. A lot of people over here saying they need help with taxes. So number one, what I would recommend is you tap the follow button. I'm here every day giving you free stuff that you can use. If you need us to put together a tax plan to guarantee you save money, you can go save your spot with a tax plan in my profile. A couple of different things, then I'm going to get back into the training. Number one, I've got a 10x guarantee. I guarantee you that we are going to save you 10 times the amount of money of putting a tax plan together for you. Otherwise, I give you your money back. So 10 times. That's crazy, right? You give me $2, I guarantee you I'm going to give you $20 back. Is that crazy? So the tax plan's in my profile. Number two, I'm currently doing these one-on-one calls. I bought a tax practice, and I'm currently training the CPAs and tax strategists in there. I want to make sure that we have a smooth process while I'm building the SOPs. Like, it's going to be a process and it's going to be a system. So I'm still taking these calls. If you want me to sit down with you and review your tax plan as a free bonus, you can save your spot now. But you got to come back in here and say, I'm in, let me know your name, and I'll keep an eye out for you. That way I can email you directly. You're going to get an email from me. So if you want to do that, I need help with my taxes, then go save your spot on the tax plan. Come back in the comments and say, hey, my name's John. I saved my spot. And then, John, I'm going to look for you later on today, and I'll shoot you an email so you and I can schedule a call. There's a couple of other bonuses in there I'm going to give away for free. I'm going to teach you how you're going to take your tax savings, and you can use that to buy assets. I haven't talked to my friend Antonio yet, but I'm going to ask him if I can share one of the interviews that we did, how he buys real estate out of state for less than $60,000. What? Yeah, there's crazy stuff that you can do. How can you take your tax savings and do something like that? So if you need help with any of that stuff, that's extra bonus stuff I'm including for free with a tax plan. Just go book it now, then come back in here and say, I'm in. Make sure I see you. I got to get back to the training. Make sure I see you when you book it. Give me your name, and I'll keep an eye out for you. All right. So this is the thing that I told the parent to do. The parent has 2 kids, and they both go to the same private school that I go to. My kids go to. And I was like, yeah, you should never just straight pay tuition. Like, that's crazy. You want to hire your kids to work inside of your business, then pay your kids tuition after the work they've performed inside of their business. And they're like, what? And it's interesting. There's a couple of other things. Like, we're going to do like a little, we'll get into that later. Okay, so let's go into this. The IRS allows you to pay your kids up to the standard deduction. Standard deduction usually changes every year. This year, it's $13,850. You can pay your kids up to the maximum of $13,850. What this looks like is your business would hire your kids to work inside of your business, doing ordinary and necessary, this is the tax code, ordinary and necessary job duties that your business is going to need. So if you're a real estate agent, what's ordinary? What's normal? Not extra, not extraordinary. What's ordinary for a real estate agent? And what's necessary? What's needed? Well, we send out flyers to our neighborhood for a market, like market adjustments, market updates. And I need my kids to help me package those up in an envelope and then take those to the post office. Does that seem like an ordinary and necessary business expense for a real estate agent? Type 1 in the chat if that's a yes. Type 2 if you're like, you're crazy, gay. Doesn't that seem like a normal real estate owner, like a realtor, like an ordinary necessary expense? Well, I'm just going to hire my kids to do advertising stuff to help me with the marketing, Paulie G. Got it? So my business hires my kids. Now, I'm not a realtor. I'm just giving you one of those examples. You can hire your kids to be in your marketing, your advertising. There's 3 rules that we need to check. We're going to check these 3 boxes. 3 right here. Number 1, when you hire your kids to work inside of your business, the job has to match their age. Job, age have to sync up. You can't hire your 3-year-old to drive your forklift in your warehouse. That's suspicious. Athena, I'm in. Athena, I'm going to reach out to you after this live that we do right here. I'm going to send you an email, so keep an eye out. You probably got an automated email from me, so go check your spam. But keep an eye out directly from me, and we'll get, I need information from you to start your tax plan. They're going to schedule a one-on-one. Welcome. Welcome to the tax plan, baby. Okay, so number 1, the job has to match their age. Number 2, you're going to pay them fair market value. So let's go through this real quick. Let me give you a quick example. I'm going to teach you very fast how to do this. Let's say that I hired my kids to clean inside my studio. I'm in my home studio where I do a lot of filming and a lot of training from. If I was going to hire my kids to vacuum, to clean, all that stuff, Nicholas, I'm in. Book their tax plan. Nicholas, same thing that I told Athena. Keep an eye out. Go check your spam right now. You might have got an automated email that's asking for the information to fill out so I can start on your tax plan. But keep an eye out. I'm going to email you again directly from my email. Let's go, Nicholas. Guys, we've got between October 1st and December 31st to get your tax planning in. What's the most money that I can save? That's why I have that 10x guarantee, which is absurd. I guarantee you I'm going to bring... When's the last time you got a 10x return on investment? Crazy. Anyway, so fair market value. If I was going to hire my kids to work inside of my inside of my studio, and they were going to do cleaning, how could I get fair market value? How could I figure out the number that I should pay them? Who could I call? Could I call and get quotes? You like my phone right here? Could I call and get quotes and say, hey, I see that you're a janitorial service, you're a custodial service, you're a cleaning business. Can you give me a quote for what you would charge to clean my studio, I don't know, twice a week? Can you give me that? Do you think I could stack those quotes, file them in my documentation, and then show the IRS that I used that as documentation? Do you think that would help me qualify and prove the fair market value of paying my kids? And I can do that for everything. My phone's about to kick the bucket, if you know what I'm saying. All right, we got the charger in. So that's how I'm going to figure out fair market value. Whatever different wage that I'm going to pay my kids to do, if I'm going to have them do cleaning, that's its own wage. If I'm going to have my kids do modeling and advertising inside my business, that's a different wage. And I can track all of those things. You can track them like a project. You can spreadsheet, real quick, not that hard. Everybody got it? We're tracking. Job matches their age, fair market value. And then number 3, this goes without saying, but we have to say it. Your kids actually have to work. So they have to do real work. You can't say they work in your business. They don't really work in your business. That's suspicious. That's weird. Cue Cardi B. Okay, so here's what it looks like. My business, the conversation, bringing it all full circle, the conversation I was having with this parent at my private school was, hey, I've got 2 kids. Tuition's not the cheapest. Is there anything that I can do to lower my taxes? And I said, well, you should absolutely not just pay tuition. You hire your kids in your business, and then your kids pay for their own tuition. And they're going, what? Here's what it looks like. So the business, as you can see on the screen here on YouTube, TikTok, if you can't, just click over in my profile on my website. It takes you straight to YouTube. The business pays the kids. This is an ordinary and necessary expense for the business. This is the level the deduction happens. So if I'm deducting the money at that level, this means, remember up here when I showed you the person that's making $100,000 in income, and if we had $50,000 in deductions, their taxable income, let's highlight that yeller, hit it with the yeller right there. Their taxable income is $50,000. So instead of paying an old tax bill of 20 grand, they pay a new tax bill of 10 grand, a tax savings of $10,000. Remember when we went through that? Let's highlight that in, we're running out of colors, folks. Blue. Why not? Okay, remember that? Same thing that we're doing here. Watch this. $13,000 is the total deduction. So if I'm subtracting $13,850 from my taxable income, if you're in an effective tax bracket of, say, 20%, what is that, like $2,700? What's 20% of, okay, $13,850. What's 20% of that? 20% of 13,850, 10% like 1385 plus another 1385. Let's call it 2,700. Can we all agree, like ballpark in here? 2,700? Can we all agree here? 2,700 is your actual tax savings. This is the money that you save. Let's color that in green because green is good. Good. That's good. With me? 27. Money Man, what's up, genies? Oh my gosh. We got a question over here on TikTok. VM Ventures. Can child W-2 compensation include benefits, include paid vacation and sick days? So one of the reasons, like a lot of times, business owners will hire their spouse. Highly recommend this. I'm not going to actually take that back. My lawyer says you shouldn't listen to me. I'm an idiot. You shouldn't take advice on the internet, so don't listen to me. However, with that said, a lot of business owners sometimes, after looking very closely at their financial situation, their CPA may or may not recommend that they hire their spouse on staff to pay them, even if it's something low wage, because anytime they travel, then it's a business trip. There's a lot of T's we need to cross and I's we need to dot and boxes we need to check on that. But yes, a lot of times it can make sense to hire your family for travel expense deductions. Got it? Cool. Great question on that. Yes. What's up, baby? Okay. Back into this. So each kid, how many kids do you have? Let me know in the comments. Paulie G, Paul Gray in the house. Let me know in the comments. How many kiddos do you have and how old are they? I'm going to teach you how we hire each and every one of those suckers to work inside of your business so you can save more money. I've got a 10-year-old son and I've got a 7-year-old daughter and I've hired them from day one. Little bitty teeny babies. How can a teeny tiny baby work inside of your business and this be legit? I got you. That's why I own a CPA tax practice. Nobody believed me. I'm going to show you how we do it. Okay? By the way, guys, this book is like, it's not my book. It's not for sale, but I like to show it off because black and gold always look good. Black and gold always look good, but I love this tagline right here. Everything the law allows. That's what I'm about. 4 words or less. Everything the law allows. What are the tax codes that we can do? So I've got a 10-year-old son. I've got a 7-year-old daughter, 23 girl, 15-year-old girl, 13-year-old boy, 8-year-old twins. Congratulations to all of you. And if you've got kids, I'm going to teach you how we hire them in your business. Here we go. So the total tax savings, what this looks like is my business pays my kids. My kids, if they're under the age of 18, receive that money income tax free. Do you hear me on this? If they're under the age of 18, they receive that money income tax free. Now, if they're over the age of 18, there's still tax benefit to you. It's just not the 100% tax free. Okay, so if I've got 8-year-old twins, if I've got a 15-year-old girl, 13-year-old boy, there's some stuff we can do with the 23-year-old, but hire them in my business. I'm going to find a way to legally do that. Hire them in my business. The tax savings is huge. So let's think about this. If let's solve the problem. What can we hire? We've got what can we hire a 1-year-old baby to do in our business and it still be legit? What about like what's the Full House kids, Olsen twins? What did the Olsen twins do? Miley Cyrus. I don't know. Who are the advertisers? I don't know. All I heard was tax free, baby. That's all you need to hear. That's all you need to hear. What kind of job duties when you watch the Super Bowl? You see a baby in there. Why are babies in ads? Ads convert better when there's a baby in it. Modeling, advertising, exactly. That's exactly. Athena nailed it. Keith nailed it. That's exactly the point. You walk down the diaper aisle in Target, and you see babies modeling on the box. They are getting paid for that work they are doing. You go buy some baby food on the side of the baby food jar. There's not an old man on the baby food jar. I mean, there might be. Suspicious. We're getting to some weird society. Anyway, the kids, babies, acting, advertising, exactly. How did I figure out my fair market value? If you look at any of my TikTok page and on my YouTube shorts, there's videos of me and my kids working and talking about money together. Why are they in my advertising? Why are they in my marketing materials? They're getting paid to do that. And it's also an excuse for us to talk about money and my kids can learn about that. Does you with me on this? Does that only work W-2 or 1099? Beardwater, I'm assuming you're asking how you pay them, but you're going to hire them inside of your business, and it depends how your business structure is set up. Let's walk through that real quick. So now that we understand how we can hire them at any age, we're going to go through this. So in this hypothetical scenario, the deduction is $13,850. That's the maximum amount that you can pay your kids to work inside of your business on a 20% tax bracket. That's $2,700 in tax savings for you per year. So now let's do some math. What's $2,700 in cash money savings to you over 18 years? Well, I know $2,700 over 10 years is 27,000. So if I double that, that's 20 years. That's $54,000. Let's call it an even 50 grand. Can we agree on that? So over 18 years, you're going to save about $50,000 per kid. We went through a training. We did a training the other day, and you can just hit the AskJeeves.com. You can go to AskJeeves.com where you can get all your answers on the internet. And we searched what is the average American pay in taxes over their lifetime. And the number, kind of like the consensus we were getting, I don't know if it was correct, but it was like everybody was reporting the same number, was about $530,000. 530 grand is what the average citizen pays in taxes over their lifetime. Maybe it's their working career. I mean, that seems way too low because, you pay income tax, then you pay sales tax, then you pay fuel tax, then you pay property tax, then you pay capital gains tax, then you pay, I'm going to stop before we get all upset, but you get the idea. So if I can save $50,000 in taxes per kid, and I got 2 kids, that's a hell of a deal. That's what I'm saying, Sean. Per kid, I've got 2 kids, that's $100,000 in tax savings. If my average in tax paying is $530,000 over my lifetime, I've just recouped about 1/5 of my money back with how many tax strategies? How many tax strategies did we use? Everybody say 1. Type 1 in the comments. If you could save half of what I owe, I would be ecstatic. Hey, Sean, you guys, and how many of you need help with tax savings? How many of you? Okay, let me go to this. I'm gonna do this on YouTube. So if you're over on the, hold on, wait a minute. Let me see if I can do this real quick. We're gonna try to do some Inception stuff here. Which one is this? I think this is living room. Here we go. Look at this. What is that? Okay, so TikTok, YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm like leaving you high and dry. TikTok can now see what YouTube sees. So we're gonna do some like Inception stuff here. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Okay, so check this out. Can I screen share? Okay, we're screen sharing. Everybody can see my stuff? Check this out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the internet, and I'm going to hit the bang button on the Go machine. And, I need to hit it right here. Okay, don't hit that. Oh, wow. I got a lot of stuff in my way. Be patient. Okay, so we're going to go to Cornell Law. Cornell Tax Planning. Check this out. I want you to see this definition. Come over here with me. Let's get we got some Inception going on. Gosh, I got so much stuff. What is tax planning? Define tax planning for us, Cornell Law. Can everybody see this on the Ubis Tubis? Okay, TikTok, you're just going to have to believe me on some of this stuff. We're going to define this. Get out of here. Okay, so check this out. Let's hit some Zoom machine. What does tax planning mean? Dude, look, we're losing viewers. But that doesn't matter. Tax planning is when a taxpayer makes use of the tax law to pay the least amount of taxes possible. Cornell, everybody, you can Google this. You can hit the internets right now. Cornell Law School. They define tax planning. Tax planning is when a taxpayer makes use of the tax law to pay the least amount of taxes possible. Does everybody see this? If you don't see it, can you use your immigration? Can you use your imagination? Okay, I believe you. All right, yeah, I appreciate you. Let's get back to this. Dude, I've completely messed up whatever streaming thing I was doing. Okay, we're back. All right, I appreciate your patience sticking around through the nonsense. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use the tax law to my advantage and walk through all the different things that I can do. And just this one tax savings tip is going to save me $50,000 per kid over their 18 years of living at home. 18 years, that's a long time. I mean, what are you doing at like 16? Like, you think you can get out of the house earlier than this? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. So $50,000 per kid. So let's walk through some of this. Hold on. Where's my thing? Woman, where's my super suit? Okay, we're back. So let's walk through what this exactly looks like. We've got our business, and our business is, here's what I do. I'm not recommending that you do this. I am not your tax professional. I'm not your accountant. I'm just going to show you what my accountant did for me. My business set up a family management company. So my family management company is just straight pass through. So my business is going to send $13,850 over the year to the family management company. The family management company, which is a separate EIN, employer identification number, which you get at the IRS website. My family management company is going to pay kid one And then there's another $13,850 that goes to kid 2. What's really interesting about this is it costs, like the U.S. Department of Agriculture says that it costs about $13,000 a year to raise a kid. So the thing that we're doing here, and this is the brilliant part. Not that I'm brilliant. This strategy is brilliant. So like, I'm no rocket surgeon, okay? The brilliant part about this is you're not coming up with any new money, and this is proper tax planning. It's not like, hey, I need you to go to work a side hustle to come up with the cash to buy the Mercedes G-Wagon so you can Section 179 deduct it because you saw a TikTok video. Like, that doesn't make any sense. What about the money that I'm using to raise my kid? Oh, yeah, that money. What you can do is before you spend the money on buying them diapers or taking them to daycare or paying for private school or after sports extracurricular activities or gymnastics, before, everybody say before you spend the money on the things you were already going to buy, let's take an inventory real quick. What are some of the things that we spend on our kids? Let me know in the comments over on both sides. Let me know in the comments. What are we spending money on to raise our kids? Before Athena's got it. Can't wait for our call. We've got clothes. We've got, what else do we have? Daycare. Yep. How much is daycare now? Oh my gosh. I know a lot of people doing homeschooling because daycare is so expensive. Childcare, shoes. What are things we spend? Food. How much does it cost to raise a teenager just in groceries? And has the cost of groceries gone up or down over the last year? It's correct. Tuition. Yep, tuition. Okay, so let's color all of this in red. Red represents an expense, money coming out of our pocket. Okay, so we've already got the money. My kid's daycare was $270 a week. Way up. $270 a week. Okay, that's crazy. That's $1,000 a month. So yeah, I'm quick with math, baby. You can't get nothing past me. So we've already got the money. Let me see. Let me see if y'all can track with this. I want to figure out something better for y'all next time. Okay. I'm going to take us talk us a little bit better next time. Bing. I mean, I do like the fire, but let's see if we can get some of this on screen. Okay. So we're spending money. We know we have to get over here. We know that we have to pay for tuition, pay for schools, pay for food, pay for daycare, all the stuff. We've got the money to do it because we're already doing it. We've already got the money to do these things because we've been doing these things. So let's figure out how to do this. So what my business does, before I take that same money that I was spending over here and over here, before I take that same money, I'm going to find a way to hire my kids in my business. I'm going to find fair market value. What are the jobs that my kids can perform inside of my business? I'm going to find fair market value. Are they going to clean my studio? Are they going to help me mail out flyers? Are they going to help me design my website? Are they going to star in my marketing and advertising? Are they? That's the question you ask. How? Everybody say how. How can I hire my kids to work inside of my business? And this is really what you want in a tax planner, a CPA, a tax professional. It's like, how can I deduct it? Well, if you had the right business entity, that would make sense for you. But where you're at in your business, it doesn't make sense at the moment. But once you get to this income level, we will implement that immediately. Okay, cool. I just want to know that if I bring you ideas, you're going to show me when it would make sense to do it. You're not going to knock down every idea that I've got. How? How can I implement the tax savings? How can I hire my kids inside of my business? When we do this effectively, hire my kids, $13,850, goes to my family management company. My family management company pays my kid. Kid 1 has his own bank account. Kid 2 has her own bank account. It's in their name. I set it up at the local credit union. Kid 1, Kid 2, okay? They both have their own bank account. Peep the hair, baby. So who controls the money? Envelope stuffer, baby. Who controls the money inside of my kid's bank account? Kid 1's got a bank. Kid 2's got a bank. Who controls the money? They're under the age of 18. They can't touch their money. You do. So check this out. We take the same, exactly. We take the same money and we use that to to buy the stuff we were already going to buy. So this is what's crazy. In this situation, you saved $2,700 per year in taxes. And nothing changes in your life. Like, you're buying the same clothes, the same shoes, the same food, the same school supplies, the same tuition. The only thing that you did is how you route the money from your business, hiring your kids inside of your business. Then you buy the same stuff you already bought with the exact same money. How many of you are picking up what I'm putting down? This, my friends, welcome to my world. This is the world of strategy. What? How do I take the same money, make it tax deductible? Good evening. Guys, if you don't have a tax planner doing stuff like this for you, you are paying too much in taxes. That's guaranteed. You with me? Let's go. So if you need a tax plan and you want one with my tax firm, we will put those together for you. And here's my guarantee. Athena's already got one. Who was the other person? I forgot the name. Nicholas, maybe? They've already grabbed 2 spots. I only open up a handful of spots every week because I'm not going to overwhelm my CPAs. I guarantee you a 10x return, meaning I'm going to return you 10 times the amount of money in tax savings this year, immediately in tax savings. Otherwise, I refund you your money. So there's guaranteed no risk. If I can't do that, I return your money. It's priced so low that I know I can guarantee you 10x. Okay? So really cool stuff. Then you're going to have a step-by-step tax plan strategy of how to pull down your tax income. So I need another business account to redirect the money to them. We're going to get into some questions in just a second. If you want to book and save a tax plan spot, then go to my main TikTok profile, tap on my face up here. You see my little green face right there? Go boop, boop, tap, and then my face will pop up again. Boop, boop, tap, and then you get to my main TikTok profile. I just bought a tax firm a couple of weeks ago, so I'm controlling the process in the beginning. So as a free bonus for anybody that gets a tax plan, you're going to get a one-on-one consultation with me to review the tax plan line by line, step by step, what it means, how you can implement it. Of course, you could hire my firm to implement the tax plan for you, to file the taxes, to prep it, do the annual tax planning and reviewing, all of that stuff, or the tax plan can stand on its own. I'm going to show you how you could implement it on your own. I'm going to give you all the files, the data, the documentation, everything that you can need. You can go do it on your own if you wanted to, or you could take it to your tax professional. My argument is, why would you do that if they didn't do this for you in the first place? But that's neither here nor there. You don't have to hire us for it to work. But we put together the tax plan, and you get a one-on-one call with me if you want to do that. Hard to trust someone wearing a backwards hat. What's up, baby? What's up, baby? I only judge people by their looks. Yeehaw! So if you judge people by the direction their hat points, do you also judge people by the color of their skin? Those are some weird beliefs, man. Hard to trust someone with a backwards hat. Well, that ain't the worst part about me, brother. It only gets weirder from here. What a weird philosophy. What a weird philosophy. But we're back on track. It's always interesting, the people that you meet on the internet. You know what I mean? But welcome back. Is there some kind of critique about the content? Is there like some kind of critique about the content that you've got? Is my nose too small? Is my beard too good looking? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're going to get back on track. Oh my gosh. At least he's honest. Yeah. It's those people with the backwards hats, man. They're the ones bringing down this world. You know, I mean, if we could get rid of all the people with backwards hats, I know this world would be so much better. What are you talking about? Some of the belief systems. Okay. I know we got off the rails. But we're back. Don't get distracted. Stay focused. Okay, so the main thing that I wanted to talk about tonight, your content, I appreciate you, Sean. The main thing that I wanted to talk to you, and I got to hit the gym or like the angle of the dangle on this mic stand or something. The main thing that I wanted to talk about tonight was that conversation that I was having with that parent. Dude, this is weird. Let me turn this screen sharing off. That's a little, let's get that out of here. It's just looking weird from this angle. Fire's back. Okay. The main thing that we wanted to discuss tonight was that conversation that I was having with the parent, and they were like, man, I just don't understand. They were like paying for private school, like directly. And I was like, no, you never do that. You never just pay directly from your bank account to go pay for private school. Like what you do is you hire your kids to work in your business. They were like, what? I don't even understand. I was like, well, let me walk you through this. But one of the things I wanted to break down was the interesting thing that everybody at the private school, most of the people at the private school are business owners, which is really interesting. I remember a long time ago, one of my first mentors always said, isn't it interesting that the houses valued over $1 million always have a library in them? And that's one of the things that led me to read so much. I was 17 and was very impressionable, and I'm still very impressionable with the right ideas. And he was like, yeah, all $1 million houses in our area have a library in them. What does that tell you? The value of reading books. And so I started reading a book a week. And I thought that was interesting. So I also thought it was interesting that a lot of the people at private schools are business owners. So that's an indication. Who are the people spending a lot of money on private education? This is the people that are like independent, controlling what's going. Like, it's just really interesting. I think they're people that run towards problems. I believe that an entrepreneur is those crazy people that accept responsibility for other people's problems. And if you think about it, if you really think about it, that's what an entrepreneur does. They accept responsibility for other people's problems. Do you know how crazy that sounds? I got my own problems, but I want to take responsibility for your problems too. If I solve your problems, will you pay me money? That's a really interesting way to look at it. So I thought that was interesting from the mindset point. And also, if you want to make a lot of money, then you just study the habits of the wealthy people, and you can do that. So anyway, does anybody have any questions on the content, backwards hats, any tax savings stuff, anything like that? Do you like the new setup? Like for the evening time, evening vibing? Should we? Oh my gosh, I'm digging this. I'm digging the warm environment. I need a library. Dude, you start one at a time. One at a time. You just a little bit at a time. And so here's what I've been doing lately. Even on YouTube, what I'll do is I'll go live on YouTube and I'll read. But I set a timer on my phone for 2 hours every day. If your schedule doesn't allow you to do 2 hours straight, I would break it up. If you can't do 2 hours, do 30 minutes. I set a timer on my phone. I'm pretty disciplined about not opening up my phone, but if you need to, put it on airplane mode, set your timer, and then just do nothing but read. Even if you get super bored and you're like, oh my God, I have to pick up my phone, don't. Like, that's an indication. Like, just sit there bored for 30 minutes. I can't read. Oh my gosh. My brain is too ADHD. That's an indicator. All good. We're going to practice the habit of 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day. And that really changed my life. I do it 2 hours a day, and I sit and I read. And I'm like, man, the ideas that come from that, man, there's no telling how much money that, like, you're leaving on the table by not practicing setting the timer and reading. It's crazy. Crazy. Even if you're like into some weird stuff. Like, we be into weird stuff. Oh, I love you. If they make a book, go read it. Good. Taxi business, how can I save more money? I need more advice than that. I mean, I need more tips than that. But let me try to help you out. Hold on. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I'm working through right now. All right, so the question was, what books am I reading? So let's get into this. Taxi business, how can I save more money? Man, I don't know enough about your business. I just walked through one. You can hire your kids in your business. That was the main thing I walked through today. But there's like an infinite number of things that you could do to save more money. And that's from various different angles. Okay, so here's a couple of things that I'm doing. I'm putting together a new offer for a new product that I'm launching and for a service that we're launching. And so I've revisited Hormozi's book. Let me pull out. Here's all my notes on it. I take a lot of notes, and then I go back and I reread it. So I flag all the stuff. I highlight the bangers. Like, this is one of, like, his first introductory quote in this book is such a banger. Do you know what's so nasty about his? Oh no, it was the other book. Yeah, it's this other book. He's got another book. I think his best book is this Offers book. There's got another one called Gym Launch. Even if you're not launching a gym, there's some good business philosophy and advice. Like the new setup, finding it hard to get ahead when paycheck to paycheck. Having kids start a vending machine business and a couple of breweries, restaurants. Any tips? I'll get into that in just a second. Jay Wentz, finding it hard to get ahead when living paycheck to paycheck. Tune in, and have you tuned into any of my tax savings lives? Because paycheck to paycheck, like, think about this. There's tax savings that you're leaving on the table, and you don't have to go get a side hustle. You don't have to spend, like, let me give you a little background. One of the reasons that I got started in buying assets, in learning about money, in all of the, like, money stuff, how I became the money man, is because I was working a job. I would wake up at 4:45 in the morning. I'd get ready for work. I couldn't afford, I didn't make enough money at my job to buy a house near my job. So I had to live on the outskirts, 35 miles away from my job. I would have to get up super early to drive in to beat traffic to get to my job on time at 7 a.m. I would work from 7 to like 4:30. Then I would fight traffic because I'm in downtown Austin, Texas. I would fight traffic all the way home. So here's what's crazy. How this all started was I would wake up before my son, then eventually my daughter, were awake. So I didn't get to see my kids in the morning. Then by the time I got home, it's time to put them to bed. So I was living this life where I'm working to feed my family that I don't ever get to see. And then on Saturday, dad's sleeping in because he's exhausted from the week. And then Sunday, dad's grouchy because he's got to get ready and do it all again. So if you're stuck in that cycle, one of the quickest wins that you can get is understanding how you can save more money in taxes. If you're a full-time W-2 employee, you can, like once you do a W-2 estimator, you can estimate how much taxes you need to pay at the end of the year. And instead of getting a refund, you can adjust your W-2 to dial it back a little bit, then recoup that money. In addition to that, there might be other tax savings that we can go out there and find, which will increase that money, and then that gives you a bigger cushion, and your paycheck grows because you pay less in taxes. Does that make sense? Is everybody with me on this? So that's like the first thing that I would do. Why do I recommend that? Because my core philosophy is the reason that we get money and get freedom is to do whatever you want with your time. For me, that was to spend more time with my kids. Like I'm a family dude. Like, I like going out in the world. I like meeting people. I like talking to people, but I like my family too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they call them friends and they call them family. You know, like for your family, you take the bullet. For your friends, you say, hey, watch out. That guy looks dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But so what you do with your time is up to you. And if I have to spend more time to financially get ahead, I got to make sure that's a short runway because I don't want to miss my kids growing up. That's why I listen to Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. Anybody ever listen to that? Why am I even here? I'm 15. I started when I was 17. You got 2 years on me if you get started now. I've been financially free since 29. Don't be like your grandparents. 70s, 80 years old, still working. That's crazy. If you start at 15, you can retire a lot sooner, my boy. So, why am I even here? What up, Dara? So this is what the book that I'm working through. This is like play by play. Everything, every source that I've ever pulled from, there's a lot of good stuff in here that I pulled from and I've used. So that's one of the books. Dude, I'm going back to the GOAT. I don't know if anybody knows who this guy is. If you don't, how dare you? He's on my phone background. I can't show it to you. I'm going back to this. So this is another book that I'm reading right now. I read this the other day on the Ubis Tubis live. We did this live. Remember that? And Dan Kennedy, Wealth Attraction for Entrepreneurs. He's got some really nasty stuff in here. It's so good. I think I flagged one of it. And I always mark. Let me see if I can find this thing. No. Okay, we can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. It gets a little crazy. I'm here for the Zoom meeting. Wait, we got a Zoom meeting tonight? Challenger Flyer. What's up, baby? True, Dara, true. Okay, guys. Did we cover everything we were supposed to cover? All right. We got to dip like a potato chip. So I got to get my son. We're going to a 4-H meeting. Anybody know what 4-H is? I thought it was where they raise cows and goats and ducks and chickens or something. That's like one of the things they do. They got all kinds of other stuff. So my private school, like combined forces, like Captain Planet, water, fire. Like we combined forces with 4-H, and they're doing public speaking and debate and theater. So we're doing that tonight at 7 o'clock in Austin, Texas. If you're around and want to come, like bring your kid, come on. But what's really cool, debate, check this out. This is really interesting, and I think this is valuable for us as adults or 15-year-old Dara. What's up? For debate, what they do is they give every kid both sides of the argument, and the kids have to study both sides. They don't know which side they're arguing for until right before they walk on stage. They're like, okay, hey, we're going to bring up Will and Susan. Come on up, Susan, Will. And then, okay, Will, here, you're arguing for this side. Susan, you're arguing for the other side, and go. What? Like, what a great way to get, like, these kids are like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. They have to understand both sides of an argument, opening up their mind to the world. Brilliant. So that's what I'm doing tonight. So I got to get out of here. I love you guys. I love you over here, and I love you over there. If you're on TikTok and you weren't on YouTube, you missed out. Dude, we screen shared. We did all the stuff. Challenger Flyer, great practice. Challenger Flyer and I, we call each other every now and then, and we debate. When we switch sides. Okay, that was good. Now you argue for the blue team, Challenger Flyer, and he just can't do it. He can't. He's like, I just don't have it in me. I'm like, all right, man. All right, okay, guys. We are out like trouts. Love and appreciate you. We're gonna do this again, same time, same channel, and I can't do it. And we'll do this again tomorrow night. I might even go live. I've got a podcast scheduled in the studio with a couple of my good friends, former football players, and all that good stuff. Okay, last question. What's a good book to start with? Brandon, with what? What are you trying to do? You trying to get strong? You want to get strong like me? You want to get as handsome as me? You want to get, what do you want? Money? Fame? Success? Relationships? Give me a category. Give me a category, and I'll give you a book recommendation. What are you struggling with? That's a better indicator for me to give you a direction. Money, baby. Okay, if you wanted to get into psychology of money, like if you're like, man, my parents messed me up about money. I would probably look at T. Harv Eker's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. His name's T. Harv Eker, if you want to get into that. Or you can go to The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I disagree with philosophically what he does with his money, but I like the frame and that the objective, like, bird's eye view that he looks at money and kind of like helps you make behavioral changes to that. And then that's the mentality side. Asset. You want to read a book on life insurance? That sounds miserable. That sounds terrible. Okay, so there's a couple of different perspectives on this. You could get the Be Your Own Banker book by Nelson Nash. That's going to teach you the philosophy of being your own banker, primarily through the use of whole life insurance. That's one direction to go. Another direction you could go is you could get into like the indexed universal life insurance space. You could read about David McKnight. On the whole life side, you could get into Garrett Gunderson stuff, Sacred Cows, stuff like that's going to teach you all one philosophy. They're going to have similar principles you can pull out of there. David McKnight's got some stuff in there. He's got a big marketing force now. He's doing these direct mail flyers and all kinds of stuff. Doug Andrews was kind of the first OG to get started in that game. It just really depends. There's all kinds of stuff, but that's a weird, I mean, all good. I support you. I mean, I've heard weirder things, but that's an interesting thing to get into. You know, that's not going to make you rich. That won't make you rich. Good evening. Good evening? Good evening, Justified Ventures. Okay, we are winding this thing down. Ubis Tubis, that's Latin for YouTube. I'm getting out of here. I love you. I appreciate you, but it's time to go. I've been rambling and stambling, so I'm just going to hit the go button.